Condensing a system to its sharpest, most powerful state requires stripping away everything that doesn't do actual work. If you use AI coding agents, you already know the friction. You ask for a simple bug fix, and before you get a single line of code, you have to watch the AI slowly type out 3 paragraphs of pleasantries, hedging, and conversational filler. But this polite chatter is an operational tax on your engineering department. Major AI models charge strictly by the token, and while API spend climbs, developer velocity drops. Every second spent waiting for pleasantries is time not writing software. The companies hosting these models actively profit from this verbosity. Their financial incentives are completely misaligned with your need to build software quickly and cheaply. The solution to this enterprise-scale problem is surprisingly primitive. You have to force these highly advanced models to speak like cavemen. Think of the conversational English generated by an LLM as bloatware. To optimize the system, you have to systematically eradicate the articles, strip the conjunctions, and the apologies. By completely stripping away that linguistic excess, you immediately reclaim your focus and drastically reduce your corporate API bills. This is where a specific tool comes into play. It's an open-source plugin called Caveman, created by Julius Brussee. The plugin runs a prompt that explicitly restricts how the AI is allowed to reply. It drops all the articles, skips the conversational filler, and banishes any hedging phrases. This chart shows the real-world impact on output generation. When explaining a standard React re-render bug, a normal Claude output uses nearly 1,200 tokens. The Caveman plugin cuts that exact same explanation down to roughly 150 tokens. Across various coding tasks, adopting this telegraphic style permanently slashes your output token costs by an average of 65%. But the output is only half the equation. You also have to account for the context tokens loaded at the beginning of every single coding session. Every time you open a project, files like CLAUDE.md or your standard documentation are fed into the prompt. Your internal project memory is quietly burning API budget before you even ask a question. To fix this, the toolkit includes caveman-compress. This tool minifies your static project documents into that same terse format, squeezing down the file size. By shrinking the natural language in your documentation, you save an average of 46% on context tokens per session. The obvious technical objection here is accuracy. If you strip away all that conversational context, do you lose the nuance required to actually fix the code? The tool is built around a strict operational rule to prevent this. The compression logic ignores code blocks, specific API names, and exact error messages. Only the prose is compressed. And this chart illustrates surprising findings from a March 2026 academic paper on model constraints. When large language models are forced to be brief, their accuracy actually improves by 26 percentage points. Extra conversational noise gives the model more room to hallucinate. Imposing a rigid constraint on how the AI communicates makes its logic sharper and more reliable. For the individual engineer, this creates a much tighter daily workflow. Because the answers are brief, response generation is near instantaneous, and you don't have to skim to find the actual variable you need to change. You also control the intensity. You can set the plugin to light, just to drop the filler, full to drop the grammar entirely, or ultra for maximum telegraphic compression. Getting this running across your environments is entirely frictionless. It requires exactly one terminal action. Install the plugin, test it in your codebase, and stop authorizing API spend on artificial politeness. The most advanced language models don't need to speak perfectly to write perfect code. Enforcing a ruthless standard of brevity cuts your operational costs and turns a basic code assistant into an incredibly fast, highly focused engineering tool.